It's always the ugliest men. Like the most physically unattractive men. I have the highest, longest list of standards.
What the hell, man? This is probably the most blatant example of hypergamy I've ever seen in my life. You've got this girl here who's probably generously a 4 out of 10 in looks, complaining about guys who are ugly. Girls date up, it's in their nature, hypergamy. So you've got this unattractive girl who is trying to get the chads, the 7s, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s. She thinks that she deserves that, which is really funny to me. If we combine all of your stats, your looks, your money, your status, your game, into one market value stat out of 10, then I would say that life begins at a 5 for men. If you're not a 5 out of 10, like average points across the board, then you're not really going to get anything with girls. It's absolutely unbelievable to me that you've got these 4 out of 10, 3 out of 10 girls complaining that they can only get an average or below average guy. Like, have they seen themselves in the mirror? They're looking for the attractive guy, which is crazy to me. Have you not seen yourself? As a guy, you cannot be coping. You've got to start fixing. You need a blueprint. You need a map. The map. Check out the link in my bio, guys. I am 120% sure that you're going to love it.
At this point, they're refusing to send out their best soldiers. They're refusing to send out their best soldiers to battle.
So I was warned since my last video to be careful that I could be called a pick-me for saying the things that I said. What I said was simple, that dating today is like the job market, that most women are chasing after the 10% of men. That's not an attack on other women. That is a reality. And a reality that we all can have a very healthy debate about, but it's hard with words like pick me, right? I feel like what it was once meant for, it no longer even means that, because today it's almost like a catch-all word. So anytime a woman talks about something that makes other women uncomfortable in regards to dating, or is like, shh, you're not supposed to really talk about that, that word just gets put out there, which is like silence, shut up. And this is the problem with that, because if that's what's happening, then guess what? We're not learning anything. We're not learning the truth. So if somebody decides to call me a pick me, I'll happily wear it, because I'd rather have that than be in denial.
Gold digger is an insult that has been created by poor men to offend women who want money from a man.
Let's be honest now, that term wasn't created just by poor men. That term was used to apply to any woman who was only after a man for his money.
It is a woman's right to want money out of a relationship or out of a man.
Right, is it? Oh my goodness.
Just as much as men say it's their right to have sex with a woman they're with. Men ask women for sex, women can ask men for money, period.
There's a term asking for payment for, services rendered.
Value a man that can provide money for me. Why? Because I can make my own. So why would I be with a man who's broke that I need to mother and then step into my masculine energy to provide for a man?
It's really a sad state of affairs when so many people seem to just view relationships as transactional only.
I'm not going to settle for that and have the short end of the stick. Women at the core of their being are materialistic.
Are we now? Or is that just the voice of personal experience speaking?
That's because we slip into the mother role one day. That's because we're very selfless and we want materialistic things to nest, to provide a home for our offspring. That's why women value money.
Selfless, yet want materialistic things. The contradictions abound.
Money's just a resource, safety, reassurance, stability, and routine.
Ironically, all of those things can be found in a relationship without the benefit of large amounts of money.
That's something that a man needs to provide within a relationship with any type of woman.
Just my opinion, but listening to advice such as this is a surefire way to get involved in a relationship that isn't based on what is fundamentally important in a relationship: trust, understanding, and caring.
This is exactly why I say never accept a coffee date. Look at what this man said. Coffee date is the best way to vet women. When a man invites you out for a coffee on a first date, he's essentially asking you to prove yourself to him. Because he thinks he's the prize we won over. He's giving you bare minimum. And let's be honest, for a woman to go on a date, you're gonna do your makeup, do your hair, spend some time to look presentable, right? But men can just hop out of the shower and come out. And believe me, men know that. So tell me, if you are a woman with the slightest sense of dignity and self-worth, would you really waste so much of your time to go out on a $5 coffee date with someone? Would you though?
It's all about the money. It's not about quality time with you. It's not about your personality. It's not about how you treat her. It's not about whether you're respectful. It's not about whether you're funny. It's not about whether you're good company. It's about how much money you spent on her. What a prize. By the way, she points to a little tweet from someone who tweeted out, I guess it's a tweet or I don't know what it is, but it's this guy basically said, I think it's a guy, coffee dates are the best way to vet materialistic women. Is that a viewer of our show? You learned so much. Yes, they are. Yes, they are a way to vet materialistic women. Yes, they are. And she is telling you that. Basically, she's trying to prove you wrong, but actually proving you right, because she's so offended by your damn coffee date because you didn't spend enough money on her, because she's a materialistic woman who doesn't give a rat's you-know-what about anything else, and you're not putting down dollars on date one. Don't waste your time. Move on. I'm telling you right now, it's not getting better from there on out. She only cares about how much money you're willing to spend, even if you are the most amazing, incredible, humorous, funny, whatever it may be on that coffee date. Because there's only a $5 coffee involved, she's not interested. She's going to go home and trash talk you to her girl. Oh my God, he didn't even get like a nice dinner. It was just coffee. And then she's talking about, I have to put makeup on and I have to do my hair and all, like as if her just deciding to be presentable warrants you spending a lot of cash. Oh, and a guy just had to take a shower. Girls are, by the way, very jealous of men in this regard. This is true. Girls are very jealous because men don't have to do all the stuff, right? They don't have to blow their hair. They take a shower, they walk out, and they, most of the time, truthfully, as a guy, if you've got a good head of hair, you're like good as gold and you're in shape, forget it. Even if your face is not amazing, you look good, right? You look put together, it's enough. Girls feel pressure to do the stuff. Now, why do they feel pressure? On themselves, because I told you, guys will 9 out of 10 times pick the natural beauty, right? They will pick the girl next door 9 out of 10 times, 9.9 out of 10 times. They will not pick, unless they're looking for like, it's a one night stand and it's kind of like a freak show experience. They're not picking the long eyelashes with the long pointies, with the fully dyed hair, with the tons of makeup, with the fish lips. They're not doing it. They're picking the girl next door who's pretty natural, maybe puts a little blush and some, runs out in a dress and is fun and happy. That's who they're going for when long term. So you're doing it for you. You're getting all dolled up for you and honestly for other women, because, women like to dress up so that other women say, oh my God, she looks so good. I don't look that good. It's like a jealousy, competitive, like bullcrap thing that women do. And she is mad and resentful because he's just got to take a shower. So she's like, if I'm going to get all dressed up and I'm going to do my hair, I want like a fancy dinner. Really? Go pay for it yourself, honey. Boss babe, you got the cash, right? What do you need me for? Done. I would pass on that soap. I can't stand this, by the way. I really can't. As somebody who never, ever needed that stuff, these women are insufferable. And they're telling you in their own words, I want money spent on me. I deserve it. Really? You deserve it? Why? You're not even that nice. You deserve it because what? You're proving to be super materialistic. Guys will be more inclined to spend money on you if you show them that you're not there for the money, right? If you're there for them, that's when they start wanting to do that stuff for you. Not if you're making it all about money. Why would they spend a dime on you? They shouldn't. And by the way, if you're watching the show, Mr. who wrote Coffee Dates Are the Best Way to Vet Materialistic Women, thank you for your vision.
Dude in the comments said, I'm older, so it doesn't matter to me. I feel bad for these younger guys. Same. God forbid a man say, this is the best way to see if a woman really likes you. This is the best way to see if it's worth pursuing a woman. A woman goes on T. She goes on, are we dating the same guy? To see if it's worth dating the guy. To vet the guy is essentially what she's doing. But if a man should say, I need to see if this is actually a good one, all of a sudden that's a red flag?
Men will sit up in your face, call you a gold digger, and then not have any gold for you. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Did you miss your exit? Did you make the wrong turn? Are we just making statements? Okay, my turn. The sky's blue. Now what? I don't get it. Why are you wasting your time and energy saying I'm a gold digger? You don't have gold. Use that time and energy to make more money. And then if you decide, you know what? I'm not going to use my time and energy to make more money. I want to use my time and energy to call somebody a gold digger. Okay, well then maybe save a little bit of time and energy to find somebody that is willing to accept you for who you are and what you have and what you have to offer, which doesn't seem like a lot to me, but hey, everyone has their own requirements, right? There's someone out there for you. There's someone out there for everybody. That's the good thing about it. That's the good thing. So I don't think we should overcomplicate things. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. I'm not denying any allegations made about me, right? You say I'm a gold digger. I'm quiet. I am whatever you say I am. I'm gonna practice my right to shut the fuck.
Didn't you say that you wanted a push present? And that you expected a man to get his face tattooed, get your face, I think it was, tattooed on his stomach? Because you want his body to change because your body is changing when you have a baby? I want a house for my push present. I want a car for my push present. You don't think that's gold digging? Come on. Just making statements.
Women want free meals. You're right. I will say it. Some women want free meals. Some women do not care about connection. I'm sorry if you're one of the men that have gone on a date with one of these women that don't want connection. And I'm sorry if they projected that they actually did want a connection and they didn't. But there are so many women
that go out on dates, take a risk, peel themselves out of their homes, because trust me, we're all very happy in hermit mode. We are so happy in hermit mode. But we take a risk to go out and to find someone, even though we're still going through the same crap that you are with this dating world. And they should not be blamed for wanting a free meal because a date did not work out. They shouldn't. And you have to pick different women if you're choosing women that just want free meals all the time.
This dude said, I personally don't feed the cow if I can't get milk from it.
No man with real money cares if she's a gold digger. They just don't. The only people I've ever care about, oh, she's a gold digger or whatever, is men that don't have any gold to dig. What gold? Where? In your house? What house? Where is it? In the backyard? You don't have land. What gold? It's always the people that imagine that one day they'll unlock their powers and become super successful, and the girl they're dating now when they're broke is going to one day take them for all they got in their imagination in the future when they're all rich.
Stitch incoming. Mr. Hartley is correct. The men who worry about gold diggers usually don't have any gold to dig. And here's how I know. I'm a divorce lawyer, and the solution to gold diggers is prenuptial agreements. A gold digger cannot dig for gold when she's already agreed in advance that she's not entitled to any gold. The problem is that prenuptial agreements require each party to disclose all of their assets. If you have no assets, you have no gold. Gold diggers like gold. They don't want to be just regular diggers. So a prenup will just reveal to the ostensible gold digger that in fact there is no gold to dig. Both parties to such a relationship, in my experience, usually are so vapid that they enjoy the charade of pretending that they have money and are seeking money, respectively. Good luck.
You know, I find it funny that we continue to say, if a man had money, then he wouldn't be talking about, oh, well, you know, he wouldn't be worried about the gold. Somebody in the comments said, I never heard a rich man say that costs a lot. It's interesting. Didn't Dave Ramsey say that? Didn't Dave Ramsey, who is a millionaire, say, hey, you shouldn't be buying that? Don't they tell us that millionaires walk around, they're not flashy? Like the real millionaires, the real wealthy people, they're not flashy. They're not walking around just buying the newest and the latest stuff. They're looking to get things on a discount. So which is it? Which is it? Tell me. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Y'all keep on talking to us about what millionaires are and what they would say while not being a millionaire. While millionaires are telling us, this is what I would do. This is why I don't splurge on this. Now, this is my one guilty pleasure over here, but I'm not just spending in excess and abundance.
She's not a gold digger if she just wants you to pay for dinner. Gold diggers go after G-Wagons and Birkins, not a plate of pasta and a glass of wine. And I know this because I'm a gold digger. That's why I have things like, I don't know, land? The girl hopping into your Honda Civic to go to the Cheesecake Factory is not a gold digger. She is simply doing charity. If you don't have any gold, stop accusing women of digging for it. That's like saying women only like you because you look like Justin Bieber, but you're bald, babe. And to my ladies, if they're going to call you a gold digger anyway, might as well do it right. Life's a babe. Marry rich. Go find rich husband, baby.
So which is it? He doesn't have anything, but back in the 1950s, women had to marry for survival. And so they got with any man. That's why they were getting with these bridge trolls, because they needed to survive. They couldn't get a bank account. So now it's, why would I want you? You look like a bridge troll. No, people don't really change that much, not even in their thinking. So today, if you got a hungry, you would ask a man, hey, can you take me out on a date? And what do we hear from women all the time? Modern women. What do we hear from them? Well, I got bored. Or, you know, I was hungry and I wanted to try this place, so I decided, why not? So yes, you are still gold digging. You're still gold digging. You're taking advantage of that man.
We want your money. We will do whatever it takes to get it.
Let's open your books to page 25.
How much money can we earn?
The possibilities are endless. It depends on what you are willing to do.
I'ma let y'all in on a secret, y'all men who say that women are gold digging. I got some research that I want to share with y'all. The research is men who are millionaires and billionaires who have a lot of money, they don't give a they female gold digger. Why? Because they actually got enough money to spend.
Where's the research on that? Where's the research? Number one. Number two, how come you cut the comments off so nobody can respond?
If he asks you for a prenup, are you going to sign one?
No, I don't sign prenups.
Don't sign. Okay.
No, you don't sign. If you're getting in a relationship, why should you sign a prenup? If somebody has a lot of money, I guess it does. There's certain.
If he has a lot of money, you would sign or you wouldn't sign a prenup?
Honestly,
yeah, be honest.
Loyal person, probably not.
Cap.
If that would make him happy, okay. But the money that we make during the marriage, I'm getting half. I'm getting half. Your money is your money, but once we are married, it's our money, and that's it.
She take my money when I'm in need. Yes, it's a trifling.
A guy in my comment section said that one of his gold digger tests was seeing if she buys him a little treat or a snack or tries to give back to him by the 4th date. If not, he writes her off. And the reason why that's a BS test to me is because I have known men who have known me for 6 years, and from day one to now, they do not let me pay, or they fight me when I try to pay, or they stop me when I go to pay. Like, they won't even let me get them a little treat back. They are so generous. So you're automatically setting yourself up for failure. But another reason why I would never want to cater to this type of gold digger test, I personally think that anybody who is gold digger testing you is dating from a place where they cannot afford to be single. They cannot afford to be single. This economy is too bad to be single. They need to be in a relationship, and they're choosing to be in any relationship, one that financially sustains them over one that they can actually be a part of by option because they genuinely, authentically like that person. So not only am I going to fail this gold digger test because I know men who have been so good to me platonically and do not ever expect a thing from me for years, but I'm also going to fail this gold digger test because I can afford to be single. I can afford to not go half with you and by choice wait and know that there are things out there that are better for me than whatever is being expected of me and tested on me by date number 4.
The dude in the comments said, maybe we can call it a does she like me test. Just do something nice for the guy. Exactly. That's literally it.
Here's a list of men you should never date.
Pass. Hard pass.
Women are absolutely lame and corny and need to be called out more often because what the hell? I went to get pizza last night and I'm in there waiting for the pizza. There's this little girl in there. She tells the guy at the register, like, hey, I need to use the restroom. Can I have the key? He gives her the key. She goes to the bathroom. The key gets stuck in the door. A woman walks in. That was her mother. She was outside with her originally. The woman goes to see if her pizza's ready. The little girl's like, I can't get the key out to the guy at the register. The guy's like, okay, give me 1 second. There's another guy in there and he's like, oh, okay, I'll go help you. I didn't rush to help her because her mother was right there. The mother completely ignored the child and is on the phone, right? I'm like, okay, that's weird. The guy gets the key out. Cool, everything's done. Little girl is like bouncing around the pizza place. She's bouncing around outside. She's in the little parking lot, running through cars. Cars are coming through the parking lot. Mom's doing nothing. Guess what? Mom's on the phone with a man. Mom's on the phone with a man. Mom is on the phone with a man, not paying attention to her daughter. Group of guys walks in. They order 15 pizzas. They're having a ball. She's like, oh my God, what are all the pizzas for? Where is your daughter? Where's your daughter? So at this point, I'm irritated. So I'm like, hey, Miss Ma'am, your daughter's running through the parking lot. Oh, she's fine. She's fine. She knows not to go through cars. Does she? Okay. Women are weird. Women are corny. When it comes to men, you guys are actually gross. That's gross. You're on the phone with a man whispering sweet nothings. You're kikiing in these other men's face who are looking at you like you're gross while your daughter is just running around. Had to ask a stranger to help her in the bathroom. A stranger.
So what does this have to do with a man? It's always a man's fault. It's always a man's fault. You guys gotta get, y'all gotta get some help.
So you're not trying to take me shopping?
Was you trying to drop that neck?
Maybe if you're taking me shopping.
I need to see what's up right now, though. Well, I'm not about to take you shopping then. Why would I take you shopping? I don't know you. You don't know me. You just wasn't interested.
But how are you gonna get to know me?
What you mean? We go on a date, get some lunch. That's how you get to know somebody. Not at the mall. What's at the mall? Just clothes. I don't need clothes.
I do.
You said you get money, right? So take yourself shopping. Ain't got to do with me. That's your job. I ain't your daddy.
All right then. So no.
What you mean? All right then? Nah. That's what you looking for?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you got in this car for, to see if I was one of them to see if you was gonna try to finesse me.
Not finesse you, but see where things went with you.
Alright, well, I'm trying to see what things gonna go with your mouth. Alright, well, ain't nowhere going nowhere with my pocket then. So if that's all you looking for, you can get go.
Alright.
Oh, so that's what you was looking for? Well, get the go, because you a gold.
Alright.
This girl has literally tried to finesse me, bro. But you know we not going for that, bro.
Now, somebody in the comments said maturing is realizing they're both the problem. And somebody was like, how is he the problem for not wanting to buy a girl he just met clothes at the mall? This user says it's not about not buying her things. It's how he conducts himself and the fact he's even in the situation. Maybe you'll understand when you get older. You know what? I gotta agree with that portion of it, because these modern women, you need to learn to start spotting them so you quit wasting your time. You need to learn to start spotting them so you won't spend your mental energy. I wouldn't even be in the car, right? Earlier on, you don't know any better. So when you get older, you're like, no. That's why you have a lot of men that are staying single, because they're getting older and they're saying, you guys just continue to play games. The more I try to be good to you, the better I try to become, the more healed you want me to be, the more communicative, emotionally intelligent, stable, vulnerable I become. You guys continue to play games. So I'm just going to remove myself from all of this nonsense. If the right girl finds me, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, you hate women? No. I hate the games that some of you women are playing. I'm removing myself from that situation.
I wish I had the confidence of a straight, broke man who's terrified of being used for money that he doesn't even have. As a divorce lawyer, I've watched men come into court talking about gold diggers while driving a car with 3 hubcaps and a suspended registration. The paranoia some men have about being taken advantage of financially would be a little bit more believable if they even had finances to begin with. But what's actually really wild is how many women accept it. We shrink our dreams, dim our ambitions, and settle for potential, all to prove that we're not in it for the money. It's like women have to earn the right to receive, and meanwhile, some man has a mattress on the floor and is out here demanding submission. Wanting financial stability is not gold digging, it's called adulting. You can want love and still require a man to come to the table with something other than just vibes and a body count. The problem isn't that women want too much, it's that men think providing anything, effort, security, reliability, means they're being exploited. And meanwhile, women are out here building entire empires with someone's son who doesn't even know how to schedule a dental cleaning. The fear of being used is loud, but what's even louder is the audacity of expecting a woman to cook, clean, birth, nurture, support, uplift, and still split the rent with someone who couldn't even split emotional labor if you gave him a guidebook and flashcards. You're not being used, you're being asked to contribute. And if that feels like an attack, maybe the issue isn't gold diggers, maybe it's that you've never been required to dig deep. So let's stop pretending broke men are the victims of financial manipulation. Let's start talking about how many women finance a man's glow up only to be left for someone who never had to struggle with him in the first place.
Let's run through a couple of statistics here. It says here, roughly, because there's not really any solid statistics on if wealthy people get a prenup. That's what I was looking for. But what it does say is roughly 15 to 20% of married/engaged couples report having a prenup. And among younger couples, it's much higher. About 47% of millennials and 41% of Gen Z people say that they are going to get a prenup. So the most common reasons: protecting premarital assets, business or family wealth, children from previous relationships. You want to ensure that they get their inheritance, expected inheritance or gifts. So you're going to get a gift or something like that, future estates or something like that from your family. You want to protect against that. Debt protection is a good one. That's a pretty good one. You prevent the other spouse from being liable. Stay-at-home parent considerations, I could see that. Clarifying future support or spousal support. Got it. So if I have to take care of somebody, I want to clarify how much and to the extent. So it's just basically damage control. And then avoiding court battles. You got pets here, and building honest financial communication. Okay. So who usually initiates the prenup? 2025 survey, according to the Law Depot, said 82% of men initiated the prenup compared to about 60% of women. Okay. In a separate data point from Hello Prenup, 52% of prenup initiators were women. So this shows a shift in dynamics, right? And so they're doing it basically because they're saying that women are growing assets and financial independence, which is fantastic. One thing that I want to say on that point is now we want to champion a woman for initiating and wanting to go for a prenup because she wants to protect herself. But then when a man says, hey, this is a real concern for me, I don't want all of this to go to waste. I don't want all, well, you shouldn't do. If a man would ask me to sign a prenup, then I wouldn't do it. That just says he doesn't trust me. Interesting. It says here, 52% of prenup initiators, according to Hello Prenup, were women. So now it's not a problem then. If they want to protect themselves, it's not a problem. Interesting.
And see, this is why marriages are in trouble today. This is why. It's a mindset. And they gonna say I'm wrong and I got old school this and I'm thinking way old or historical or however you say old in many ways you want to say it. But you are an individual. You are single. Even when you married, you are single because you're an individual. However, there's a comma. Put a comma there. When you say I do, it is man, God, and wife. That man is entitled to you just like you are entitled to that man. Again, you are entitled to him just like he's entitled to you. Give you an example. Women is another thing. You dress them, don't you? You tell them what to put on, what not to put on, what food to put in the body, what not to food to put in the body, what oil to put on, because you're entitled. That's the difference of a wife and a girlfriend. That's the difference of a wife and another woman. It's where he gets coochie from. And it's where somebody else gets him. That's why he is only supposed to be pouring into one person. And you are only supposed to be receiving from one person. Because those two build and they build unto God.
I mean, if we talk in Bible, this is it. Somebody quoted the scripture in the chat. They said Corinthians 7:4 says, a wife does not have authority over her own body, but rather yields it to her husband. And similarly here now, the husband yields his body to his wife. We're not talking about a woman, just a regular man, a wife and a husband. I'm yielding my body to him. I made the commitment to yield my body to him. I voluntarily yield my body to him. And likewise, he yields his body to me. This ain't just talking about getting in the bed and being intimate. This is talking about, hey, I need you to do some stuff around the house. Okay, you got it. What these modern women get caught on is that right there. You're supposed to love me, to cherish me, to go get me something to eat. Little knickknacks here and there. Make sure my car is done this. Make sure my gas tank is full. Make sure this is done. Buy me this. Do this for me. And what do I have to do in order to make that stuff happen? I have to yield my body. My body just doesn't include my physical. It includes my mental, right? So I have to yield my mindset to you and really listen to what you think. Bible also talks about dwelling with your wife according to knowledge. So basically learning and understanding and knowing your wife and then living with her according to that, right? Women will read that and say, okay, I'm the prize. You're supposed to do all of this stuff for me. But then they skip over that part where it says you're supposed to yield your body to your husband. That means your mind as well. Y'all don't, before we even get to the mind portion or the body portion, we got to get to the mind. Y'all's mind is not yielded. Y'all are not submitted. When a man says, we're going to go this direction. No, I don't want to go that direction. Okay, then what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I want to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, so I've come up with a plan that works for both of us, right? I think we need to go in this direction. I don't want that direction either. Okay, let me go back to the drawing board. They'll go back and forth with that. A woman will sit there and go back and forth with a man 4 or 5 times before the man finally decides, you know what, I'm really just trying to get forward. So if that's the way we got to go, let's go that way. And he continues on that way because he's trying to keep the peace. But modern women are never happy because they don't yield. That's the problem. I'm not yielding my mind. I'm not yielding my body. I'm not yielding nothing. You don't get anything from me, but I get everything from you. This is why men continue to stay single.
He don't got money like you at ESTG.
Why don't he?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I had to.
Just because he ain't had no money, you left him?
Had to.
That ain't right. I don't like that.
If I'm making more money than him,
You should help him get some more money.
How am I going to do that, though? If I have my own career, I'm doing what I'm doing.
A woman's supposed to be a helpmate.
I feel like a man is supposed to be that for a girl.
A man's supposed to be a leader.
You right.
You're supposed to help him be a better leader.
I don't know. So I was in the wrong. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm always the bad guy.
You looking for a daddy.
I ain't looking for a daddy. I got my own money. I got my own money. I could do what I do. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't need a guy for money.
But you want one.
I want a man to be stable. If I was to leave him, I want him to be...
So he wasn't stable?
He was okay, but I was making more than him.
So he was stable, though.
Yeah, I guess.
This is the attitude that men be talking about. Just saw a video from the real Brad Lee or Brad Leah or whatever his name is, talking about why would a woman pick a loser? You need to be a gold digger. That's called having standards. Maybe I heard you wrong, but this is the type of attitude that men are trying to get away from. You're in the relationship with a man. Oh, he wasn't stable. Wait a minute. Was he making his own money? Yeah, but he wasn't making as much money as me. That's the loser mentality that men are trying to stay away from. You come in here, oh, you don't have any gold to dig. Anything that I have, you're leeching off of. It's a mentality, it's a mindset that can be done at any level. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It can be done at any level. You're hitching your whack into somebody else's. They go out and do the work. You basically do nothing, and you expect them to do more. That's what you're saying. If we're talking about, once again, how women used to be treated, that's what you're telling us. Y'all want to go to work all day, work for 8 hours a day, come home and do nothing. And you have me doing everything in the house. I have to do this, cook, clean, take care of the kids, do their clothes, all that other stuff. You're getting free labor. In reverse, that's what gold digging is. You're getting free labor. That's what we continue to talk about. Now, as a millionaire, Brad, I would expect you to understand that. But I guess you don't. I don't know why. Get on here saying stuff that you think sounds good, but it doesn't. It sounds stupid. This is what we're talking about right here. Men are trying to avoid this type of attitude. That's what men mean when they say, I don't want a gold digger. They always thinking, well, he got to make more than me. Well, why don't you teach him something? Why don't you help him out? Oh, well, she can't even articulate herself because all of it that she's about to say is stupid. You don't come in here wanting to help out. You come in here wanting somebody to continue working for you, and you keep your money. You want to dig into their resources, right? So it doesn't matter whether you call it a bronze, a silver, a gold, or a platinum digger. They're all digging out of the pot. They're all taking away from the pot. I'm stacking. I'm the only one stacking into the joint account. You're digging out of it. A gold digger. I'm digging for gold. I'm scooping out of the pot. That shouldn't be a hard concept to understand.
Story time about how I caught my boyfriend cheating on me on Discord. Okay, so basically, he had cheated on me like a couple of times. And he was doing so good. Like, he was being such a good boy for like 2 months. And I got really suspicious because I would go through his phone, and time after time, I was just finding nothing and nothing and nothing. And me and Haley had so much hope that he had changed, right, Haley? Mm-hmm. Like, we genuinely thought he was locking in. Before I found that, we thought he was locking in. We were like, wow, like, character development, like, people change. People change. So, yeah, so I was going through his phone, and then I was like, I don't know, something in me told me to like go to Discord, right? And I don't know what it was. Like something in my genuine soul was telling me like click Discord. Mind you, I have no idea how to work Discord. Like I barely know what Discord is. Like he would always like say he was hopping on Discord calls with his boys and stuff. And I was like, okay, like I assumed it was something to do with gaming. And I'd like tapped it like once or twice before, but like it like didn't seem like relevant to me. I was like, I don't care about Discord. So I told him I was hungry because I was suspicious, like something was off, and like a woman's intuition never lies. So I was really suspicious, and I was like, oh, like can you go warm me up some food? And like a dummy, he leaves his phone. First mistake, never leave me alone with your phone. So he left his phone, and immediately I go to Discord. No, I go through it and there's nothing, and like something in my gut's just telling me like, bro, like he's cheating, like he's cheating on you. And I thought it was just like, you know, like PTSD from getting cheated on before. So I was like, I was trying to gaslight myself, but I was like, you know what, let me go through Discord. So I have no idea how to work Discord. I hop on the app and I figure out how to like go from like server to server, I guess, or like look at the chats, because like I had no idea how to work it. And then I just see like he's texting like random accounts like Kitty Skittles like 2007, like it was something like that. And I was like, okay, Kitty Skittles. I click it and he's like, hey cutie. Kitty Skittles did not answer, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then there was another one, and it was like, I don't remember the other one, she wasn't relevant. Kitty Skittles will come like in clutch later, like we're gonna worry about Kitty Skittles later. So Kitty Skittles did not answer, but he texted another one. He's like, hey, and they answered and they were like, hey. He's like, what are you doing, cutie? What? Like what? Like on you gotta be with me, like on Discord. That's where we're getting our play. So I start flipping out and he comes downstairs and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing? And I had taken pictures of it on my phone. So I was like, what are you doing? Like, this is ridiculous. Like Discord, like you just need to understand the pure rage, because like I had his Snap, I had his Insta, like I would go through his like number, like his phone number, and I just never like in my wildest dreams imagined that Discord would ever be an issue. So I ended up forgiving him because I was like, you know what, like at least he didn't do anything physical. First mistake, it doesn't matter how it is, it doesn't matter if it's emotional, if it's micro, if it's anything, if they're willing to do that to you, not worth it, which is a lesson learned. Like I know that now, like character development, I guess, like everyone need to go through it. But anyways, a while passes and I'm like going through my camera roll and I find the screenshots again and I'm just like, damn, like, so I look at them and I'm like, hold on, I saw that like they were on a mutual server, like both of the girls, like when he chatted with them, like on the top it was like there's a mutual server. So I'm like, what is this mutual server? And I like screenshot the pic and I zoom in. Wait, I'm gonna insert a pic. So Gooners unite. And I was like, what's a goon? Like, what does that mean? Like I thought, like when I read Gooners, I was like, maybe it's like trolls, like maybe it's like a trolling thing. So obviously I went to Urban Dictionary and I looked up like what's a gooner. I don't know if y'all know what gooners are, but I wish I never did. So gooning is basically like, honestly, if you want to know, go Urban Dictionary it. If you know, you know. So yeah, he was on a server called that. And I was like, no way. I was just like, no, like that's not possible. Like that's not real. Like that's not like a thing. So what do? I go and I download Discord, obviously. Mind you, I'm like using ChatGPT to help me navigate how Discord works because I still have no idea how Discord works. Oh, excuse me. And I was a little stressed out, but eventually ChatGPT gave me all the answers I was looking for. Did I not pack my setting spray? I swear to God, I put my setting spray in here, right? I grabbed the setting spray and I threw it in here. Wait 1 sec. So I'm like using ChatGPT to tell me like how to use Discord, and then I add one of the girls he was texting on this so-called Gooners Unite. So I add her and she adds me back like really quick, and I'm like, hey girl, like my boyfriend was texting you and you never answered. This is the Skittles girl that never answered. And I was like, yeah, like, you never answered, but, like, what was the server? And she was confused for a sec, and then, like, I just broke it all down to her. I was like, this is what happened. This was the server. I sent her pictures of us. So I was just like, dead ass need to know the truth. And she was like, oh, like, that's a server.
So you had the problem before, but then when the problem arose again, you were surprised by it. And then you're going to be saying that all men are the problem.
I was hanging out with my single guy friend at Echo Park Rising this weekend, and I was shocked at some of the details that he was telling me about what it's like to be a single guy on the dating apps, but also some of the things that he's doing as well that I feel like he is really setting himself apart from the other guys on the app. First off, this man showed me some of his messages, and sometimes he is doubling down, tripling down, sending 5 or 6 messages before he even gets a response from the women. And I'm surprised by that because I don't know why these women are not responding to the men. Like, that he's clearly creating conversation here. He's asking questions. He's funny. He's charming. Are the girls just bored? Like, I don't understand. Maybe they just like are not trying to invest time in it. We also had to cut our hangout short that day because he had a date that night, a first date that he was taking to Etra. You know, the pasta place in Melrose Hill. No guy has ever asked me if I wanted to go to Etra on a first date. Like, this place is so trendy, romantic. It's got date vibes. Help, I have guys in my chat trying to go on a walk with me. So I asked him, are you going on these dates to Etra all the time? And he said, I've taken about 3 or 4 dates to Etra on a first date. And I said, don't you feel like you're investing a lot here? I know this argument from the guy's standpoint. They're like, why would I dish out for dinner when that is so expensive and I don't actually know what is going to come out of this? Like, don't I want to just do a vibe check first? And here's what his response was. He said to me, Katie, sometimes you got to take the big swing. Some context here. He is an executive at a tech company and he has a really well-paid job. He's like, you know, if I go to drinks and it is 2 drinks each or something, that's like maybe like what, $100, close to $100. What's an extra like $40 or $60 for dinner? Fair. This is what I think my friend is doing a little bit differently than some of the other guys I've spoken with, which is like, he is willing to take the big swing because he makes this amount of money that he's like, I'm just going to invest in this. I want to enjoy going out on these dates. And so why not treat the person that I'm going out with to a really incredible, fun date where they feel special? He said to me, every date is a risk. No date is guaranteed. You're not guaranteed a second date. And it could just also like not work out, but like, why go into a first date thinking that? Just like have a good time and go with like good intentions.
And of course, her defending a man or even just trying to make sense of the dating world gets her, well, it's got to be a problem with him. So a woman in the comments says he's taking multiple girls to his fancy place, dropping money to impress them, and they are walking away unimpressed. That says something, and he needs to figure that out. He feels like what his money can buy speaks for something, and it does, but not what he thinks. She responds and says, yes, he's taking them to nicer places, but it's not over the top and he's not spending crazy amounts of money. There are plenty of reasons why it may not work out with somebody. They don't want to hear that, sis. So they respond, I mean, he's right. If he's taking girls on expensive dates, either he's talking to supermodels with crazy standards, or he's extremely lame. I know someone who's rich and in tech as well, and he thinks throwing money at people makes you cool. It's the man's fault. Again, the OP comes back and responds, I'm not saying money is always the answer, but it's a nice gesture to feel like someone wants to take you out, and it sets you apart when people are just trying to do a quick coffee date or a walking date. So basically, she's saying, well, I understand money ain't everything, but you should have the advantage if you're taking them to not just a dinner date, but an expensive, like a relatively expensive dinner. Like you gonna pay a little bit of money versus people who are trying to take you out on a walk or a coffee date. I think that's something that sets them apart. And don't women like that? Not to be outdone, OP. Listen, Katie, can I call you Katie? They respond to Katie and say, to be honest, as someone who feels pretty successful on Hinge, but you're not married though, you're not in a successful relationship, you're just dating to date. So successful in Hinge means you're just dating to date. You're wasting your time. You're wasting men's money. And that's what men are doing. They're clocking you. They're tagging you from the jump. As somebody who feels pretty successful in Hinge, I don't think that you should ever go on a date with someone you haven't you have to message multiple times before the answer. I agree with that. If you have to message somebody multiple times to get their attention, don't do it. Okay, so I do agree with that. Because I always do dinner dates, but there's a difference between a regular dinner date and a truly expensive place. For a first date, it comes across as desperate, or that the guy is only getting dates. It comes across as desperate, or that the guy is only getting the dates through the money he has. Dang. And again, she comes back. Thank you for trying to stand up for your friend Katie. She comes back and says, I've seen his profile. He's not broadcasting that he's an executive, but also everyone is different and has different preferences for dating. Glad it's working out for you. It don't matter what you say in defense of men. It don't matter what men say. They're telling you that these women, they only think about themselves. They're going out and they're digging out of his pot. Even if it's not money, they're digging out of his resources. They're digging out of his time. If he wanted to, he would. He did. And y'all are still giving him crap for it. Y'all are still saying it's his fault in some way. How? Let's say that he's lame. Let's say that he's desperate. What does that say about you for going out with a dude that you know is lame and desperate? What does that say about you for even walking out of the house and saying, wait a minute, he's taking me to this place? The men that I know, they would only take me to that place if they're trying to get something out of me, if they're trying to love bomb me. So maybe I don't go at all. What does that say about you that you won't come to that conclusion? You'd let that person take you out on a date. But it's always a man's fault. Now, here's an article that I found here in Sin talking about Taylor Swift worth $1.6 billion and Travis Kelce worth roughly $70 million, likely to sign their prenup far in advance, a family lawyer says. And it's funny because you see people in the comments talking about Travis as if it was Travis's idea to have this prenup. Like women don't do it. It's the men trying to protect. Oh, so now he don't have any gold to dig. Worth 70 million. Yeah, but she worth 1 billion. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The man is not the one in this situation asking for the prenup. Y'all always think it's the man trying to take away from the woman. But here, it's looking like it's the woman trying to protect her assets just as well. You know, it's funny when we go back to that article that Vice wrote, Marie Claire wrote about there being a 40% increase in women committing infidelity when they get more money and more education, and they're more free basically to do whatever they want. They start acting just as bad as they accuse the men of acting. That's funny. I thought y'all had better morals, and I thought y'all were more mature than men are. I found this article also from Vice, and it says men are setting gold digger test on dates and women are over it. And then you have like the little sub caption or I guess little summary right here. It says some men are going to increasingly bizarre lengths to figure out if a woman is dating them for money, and women are calling it out as manipulative, disrespectful, and straight up weird. Interesting. So when a man starts to test you in what you would call weird ways versus a woman saying the little red apple or green apple or macaroni and cheese or ketchup theory or whatever they have nowadays, that's not weird. Oh, it's just a test, it just lets me know who you are. But then when a man says, you know what, we're not doing all this, let's go ahead and test you, then all of a sudden it's a problem. So what are these weird tests? Let's see. Okay, so here's an article. It says, I might actually not read it. Okay. It's a pretty short article. So it says one Reddit user shared her recent experience on a subreddit, basically, am I the butthole? It says now deleted, where she explained how a seemingly normal first date took a sharp turn into "you've got to be kidding me" territory. The 29-year-old woman went out with a man introduced to her by a mutual friend. Everything felt pretty standard until the check came. That's when things got weird. Okay, so he handed her the bill and had asked her to pay it, despite the date totaling over $100. She didn't mind splitting. Oh, so now you want to split? Y'all don't want to say? Let's go ahead and read it. Let's go ahead and read it. She said, and was prepared to pay her share. Interesting. But this wasn't. Stop me if you've heard this before. But this wasn't about the money. It was a setup. Right after I paid, he got this huge grin on his face and said, "Congratulations, you passed the test. You're not a gold digger," she wrote. Oh, the woman called him out saying, "I'm not your ex, and you have no right to treat me like I'm guilty until proven innocent." Oh, she added, "You are not surprised that I need to pass a test for." Wow, I'm wondering, you know what, let's continue. Commenters on the thread didn't hold back. Of course they didn't. It absolutely was a test to see how far he could disrespect you, one user wrote. It was a woman that said that. Another chimed in, "He's not actually offering much else, at least not a pleasant character." And this kind of behavior isn't isolated. In a separate post, another woman described going on a date with a man who claimed to be a carpenter. He later admitted it was a lie. He had fabricated the low-paying job to test her reaction. "He just wanted to test me," she wrote. And what did you say? Reddit didn't take kindly to that one either. So not only is he dishonest and can't communicate, he's classist, one commenter said. Another added, "His tests gave away his character flaw. He showed you that he's a snob." Okay. Another one says, "And honestly, he's an idiot, because trades like carpentry can actually be super lucrative, especially if you're good in running your own business." Well, we know that, but modern women act like they don't know that. "Oh, you a trucker? Oh, gross. Why would I ever go out with you?" Modern women do this, and that's why he was probably testing. But he's an idiot, right? He's an idiot for doing this stuff. Another one, and it goes on to say, some called out the obvious red flag. "I'd like to start this potential relationship by lying to you." Isn't exactly a great opening move. Right, because there was a woman on here that I think she put an AI profile, like an AI photo on her profile. And then 2 dates, by the way, 2 dates said, "This is AI. You generated this profile, this headshot with AI." "Yeah, you know, I do it on my profile or my LinkedIn, so it shouldn't be fine. You should be okay with it." No. How could he do that? Why would he do that? I mean, it looks just like me. That's fake. I don't like that. "Hey, why are you wearing so much makeup? Are you insecure? I did it for me. Why you?" All of a sudden, it's not a problem. But it's a problem when the man says, I don't know about all that." Let's continue. It says, whether it's fake job titles or surprise check handoffs, women are pointing out the pattern. These tests aren't clever, they're projections. Of course they are. And if your date is making you prove you're not a gold digger before the appetizers are cleared, they're probably the one bringing the baggage to the table. Interesting. You see how that works? So when a man wants to make sure that you're not using him for stuff, then he's insecure, he's a liar, he's a hypocrite, and all that other stuff that you can come up with. But when a woman can do this in reverse, sprinkle, all of this other nonsense. Well, if I'm going to push a baby out of myself for him, he needs to give me a present. He needs to buy me a car, Mercedes. Oh, well, I thought you just talking about you wanted like maybe a $50 gift or something like that. No, that's not enough. I want a $50,000 gift. I want a $300,000 gift. I want a $150,000 gift. That should be good enough. But y'all are not gold diggers. Y'all are not gold diggers at all, right? I would have been okay paying my fair share. I would have been okay paying my half, but the bill was $100. Clown. Pay the full $100. A man has to sit there and pay the full $100, $200. You remember that article about the woman trying to defend her friend, saying this is an executive, this is a tech executive. He's taking a few of these women on this date to this fancy place. Had to pay $200, $300 for each date. That's $600. Oh, it's $20 to him. I heard somebody in the comments say, oh, it's $20 to him. He ain't worried about that. $200 for that type of money, that ain't nothing. He's okay with it. Huh. So just throwing around $200 and $300. And he's desperate. That's giving off desperate. Or it could be that he's lame. Either one of the two, but it's the man's fault that these modern women are going out on these dates and then not giving him a call back. He's the problem, right? So it's okay for y'all to be out here testing a man and why you should test a man and why a man should be okay with it. But when a man says, wait a minute, let me push back a little bit, then all of a sudden it's a problem.